Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm sorry, I'm talking kind of low because my kids are sleeping right now, but in today's video, I am going to be talking about a really sensitive topic for me, and it's really hard for me to talk about this, but I feel like there's no other way of me getting it out and having, I don't have anyone there to really talk to or deal, and this is the way I'm going to cope with this, and this is the way I've been coping. So for this past week and a half or so, I have really been going through it, and that's the main reason why I haven't posted on my channel. It's because I've been really going through some really bad depression and anxiety, and I feel like this is the only way I can really cope with it. I have no one there to talk to, and I feel like it's just time to really explain what's been going on. So I haven't posted in a little bit, and it's mainly because of this. For me, it's really a sensitive topic to really sit down and, talk about and address. And I've struggled with depression and anxiety before, but it's just a little bit harder now for me because I have kids. So with me having kids, it just becomes a lot harder for me to, kind of admit that this is what I'm going through and this is what I really have. But I have been going through this for a really long time now. I would say since about the age of 11, and it just kind of comes and goes. And this is what really bothers me, that this is what really bothers me, that it just comes and goes, and it doesn't really, like, it affects me out of nowhere. Like, I could be, I'm sorry if I'm red around here. It's just, I did my brows today, and I have redness in my face, but yeah, so I feel a lot better now, and I'm ready to just get back into the routine of things and continue doing YouTube and stuff. I have been recording. The thing is that because I'm so depressed, it's really hard for me to just sit down and edit. And this is the reason why I haven't really been posting. So I have a lot of content. I just haven't been able to get it out there. I haven't been able to sit down and edit. And another reason is that when I'm depressed, I don't really want to be sitting down just looking at a screen all day and waiting for everything to upload to YouTube, because my Wi-Fi is really crappy. And it takes like all day for it to export and all of that, so that's a lot too. But I decided to just sit down and film a video on it because like I said from day one, I want to keep this really real, and I want this to be real. I don't want it to just be something that just something that is like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to put it into words, but I just want everything to be really real between us. And I want to be as transparent as possible. So yeah, I do want to explain a little bit as to why I get depressed. So basically any little thing that happens can really trigger my depression, like, and my anxiety and all of that. So I did notice, like, a few weeks back, I was starting to get really bad anxiety, and it would be to the point where every little thing, like, made me anxious. But I really didn't think much of it. I just thought that it was because I wasn't getting enough sleep and, with everything going on with the baby and all of that. But that turned into like depression, like really bad depression. And not to the point where like I really want to harm myself or anything. No, it was just depression to like it was just like I didn't want to get out of bed even though I had to because I have kids. I really didn't want to do anything around the house, and on top of that I had so much to do. I'm constantly at appointments, I'm constantly having to do things. It's just, it was a lot. And my son also has sessions with someone that comes out and does speech with him, and that's a lot too. It's every week. It's just a lot going on all at once for me. And it just, everything turned into this really, really bad, like everything just went downhill. Like we were constantly getting sick. I was constantly at the appointments, in and out of the hospital with the baby. Like there was just so much going on that it just really triggered my depression. Like I felt like everything was out of control and I had no control over everything that was happening. And yeah, I'm the type of person that likes to be in control of everything. And with that, like with all this happening, I just had no control over it, nothing whatsoever. So, and on top of that, I've been like looking for places to move and all of this. So it's so much. There's so much that's going on right now. And I'm alone most of the time. It's just me and my kids. So that also has a lot to do with it, with the stress and all of that. It just really triggered my depression. So I do want to talk about where my depression came from originally. So you guys understand a little bit more like why I've had depression and why at such a young age and all of that. So my depression all started when I was around 10 or 11 years old. And it got diagnosed, I think around 11, but I've had it from way earlier on, as a child. And the reason for it was because I was in a really, really, really toxic home environment. Like my dad used to beat my mom, and it was awful. Like ever since I could really understand what was going on and what life was like, he was beating her constantly. So with that being said, from a young age, I really just lived in a home where it was just, we were really, really attached to my mom because of everything that was going on. And, the hard thing was for us as a child that, at least for me as a child, I loved my dad no matter what. Like he would beat my mom and I would feel so bad. And like I couldn't do anything about it because I was a child. But at the same time, I loved my dad. Like I loved him. And it was really, really hard to just kind of always be choosing and picking sides because I knew that my mom was in the right because my dad was obviously beating her and doing all of this that he wasn't really supposed to be doing. And I feel like that's when everything really, really started. So around the age of 11, I decided that I didn't want to go to school anymore. And, obviously they took steps and did things in order for me to want to go back to school and all of this, because it's not normal for someone that's 11 or 12 to not want to go to school. And I feel like a lot of it was because I felt like I was grown when in reality I wasn't. I was, yes, mature for my age, but I feel like because of everything that happened when I was a child, it all led up to me, you know, wanting to live alone and do whatever I wanted in life. And let me tell you right now, I was not some rebellious kid that wanted to do whatever she wanted and it was all for attention. No, I literally wanted to live alone at that age. I've always wanted to live alone. I didn't want to deal with anything anymore. And sorry guys, I keep scratching my nose because it's like really itchy. But I really just wanted to live alone. I really didn't want to have to live with anybody else with everything that was going on from such a young age. So I'm gonna explain a little bit more in depth why I wanted to live alone. So around the age of 8, whenever I was around the age of 8 is when my parents split officially. And we were living in Puerto Rico at the time, and whenever we came back, they still had like a relationship, but it wasn't like a real relationship anymore. And you know, I was okay with it or whatever. My mom had her boyfriend, all this, all that. Everything was good, everything was cool, like a normal, you know, daughter would go and spend time with her dad or whatever, and that's how it was. But whenever I turned, I think it was around the age of 10 or 11, my father decided to go and ask my mom for help. And my mom has always been really nice, really kind-hearted and all of this. You know, she just couldn't say no. And he ended up moving in with my stepfather and my mom and I, and obviously my sister. And it was just a lot for a kid to take in. Like, I feel like I was really forced to mature really early on because of everything my father put us through. But at the same time, I still felt like a kid at the time. So everything was really hard. You know, it was hard to comprehend. It was hard to really deal with. But we had nothing else to do. We had no choice but to take it and to just kind of learn how to deal with it. And for me, it was just really weird because when you're that age and you have a stepfather, you don't really live with your father and your stepfather in the same house. So everything was really weird for us. But I got used to it. Everything was good. Everything was fine. And I didn't really have any more like depression issues or anything until my father started hitting me. And I was already around 12 years old when he would still hit me. And, you know, it was more for like no reason. Like there was no reason as to why he would hit me. He would blame me for things that I wasn't even doing. And it was a lot. It was for no reason. It was what it was. That's all I can say. And at the time I started getting depressed and I got diagnosed with severe depression, and I feel like, so what I didn't tell my therapist at the time was that my father was abusive and he would hit my mother and just kind of control everyone and everything like he wanted. But, you know, she just kind of thought that it was because of everything that was going on. She obviously knew that my father and my stepfather lived together and all of that, but she didn't really know exactly what was going on. So I never really told anybody exactly what went on until I was old enough, until I was already married and out of the house, because I was afraid that I was gonna get put in foster care again. You know, it was a lot. So I got diagnosed with severe depression, anxiety, and I guess they had on there that I was bipolar too, but I'm not 100% sure. This was so long ago. But yeah, so all of this was going on, and that kind of like led to more and more depression, anxiety, and around that age I just started to act out and do things just not because I wanted attention, but because I didn't want to be in my house anymore. I didn't want that lifestyle anymore. I didn't want to be around anything like that. So I started going out and doing other things, and that led to more depression and more anxiety, and eventually I had to be put on medication for it. I ended up even going to a hospital for it because I was really, really suicidal. And this was all when I was around 11, 12, 13. But yeah, that's just kind of like what led to my depression. And now as an adult, like any little thing really triggers it. I don't know why more now. Maybe because I just had a baby 3 months ago. And I know that when you're postpartum, your hormones are still trying to get back to normal and all of that. So I do think that it has to do with that. But you guys, like this past week and a half or two, like I've been so out of it. Like I've just wanted to sleep, and it's been difficult. It's been tough to even pick up a spoon out of the sink and try and wash it. And that's what depression does to you. Depression is it's something super serious. So, but with that being said, I am not suicidal. I don't want to hurt myself. I did want to come on here and say, honestly, the only thing that has helped me and pushed me through all of this were my kids. In the morning when I did not want to get out of bed, my kids were there to help me out of bed. Like, once I look at my kids, I just feel like, what am I doing? Like, I can't just sit here and pretend that they're not here or that I don't have a life and none of this exists, because it does. And just seeing my baby and all my kids is really what has pushed me to want to do better in life. And not only has it gotten me out of depression, but it has made me want to continue to get a job and like to really, really do everything I want to do in life, because I don't want my kids to ever go through what I went through. I don't want my kids to ever feel like they have to mature early on, because they don't. And I just want my kids to be happy and to be the best they can be, honestly, because when you're young and you have all this going on in your life and you have depression at such a young age, it can really, really just mess with your whole life. Even now that I'm older, it still comes and goes. Like, depression is something that is so serious, and so many people take their life because of depression, because of having this illness, and no one is there to be with them, to talk to them, to help them out. I just, this is why I love being able to have a YouTube channel and post everything on there, because if someone else, I can always express myself, but if someone comes and they're like, oh my god, like, I just want to be able to talk and let everything out and have everything be there. I'm an open book, honestly. And with that being said, if anybody wants to come and talk shit and act like, oh my god, like she has kids and like, fuck off. Like, honestly, I really don't care what you think. I don't care what you want to do. If you want to leave a nasty comment, if you want to, like, I'm always going to be an open book, you know. And this is I'm just letting you guys know, I'm the type of person that you could leave a nasty, hateful comment. I don't care. I've been through worse, okay? I've been through so much in my life that I really, like, nothing can hurt me like that anymore. Like, seriously, a comment is gonna hurt me. I know there are people out there that are really sensitive to that stuff, but not me, because that's just who I am. That's the way I was raised. Even though I was in an abusive home, my mom always taught me to be strong and to not give a crap about what other people say. So with that being said, if you want to leave a nice comment and, you know, share and give me your support, that's amazing. If you don't, and you're, you know, kind of asking yourself, why is she putting her life out there like this? Because I want to, because it's my life and I want to document everything for when I'm older. I can always look back on this and tell myself, you got through it once, you got through it twice, you got through it 3 times. You can get through it again, okay? That's why I'm putting this out there, because years from now, whenever I'm in this state again, or like I'm depressed and I have no one to talk to, I can look back on this video and tell myself, you got through it once, you can do it again, okay? So with that being said, yeah, you guys, like, depression is just something so serious, but time and time again, I get out of it, okay? I kick depression's ass constantly. I'm not gonna let something like that just destroy my life, destroy my kid's life, you know? So I have so much to live for. I don't want to be depressed anymore. So whenever I am depressed again, I will always have this video to look back on. And if anyone else is going through depression, get help. Seriously, just get help. There are so many things you can do out there to prevent anything bad from happening, and I wouldn't want to see anybody else suffering with this. I wouldn't want anyone to really harm themselves or do anything because of having depression and not having anyone there. I know what it feels like, trust me. I know what it feels like to feel alone and you just sit and cry your eyes out constantly. You know what I would do? I would sit in the shower and just cry for hours and hours and hours, you guys. I would have the water on and have it completely hot, and then once all that ran out, I would turn the shower off, sit my ass down, and continue to cry until it would get warm again, and then turn the shower back on. Like, I have done this so many times, and I do not wish it upon anybody. It's so awful to feel like this. I am so lucky to have my kids, and so lucky to be able to just look at them and tell myself, fight for your kids and your family. Not everyone is so lucky to have something that pushes them out of bed in the morning. And that's why I say, if you're going through something like this, get help, please. You are wonderful. You are amazing as a person, as a human being, and you're meant to be in this world. You're here for a reason. Don't let anything like this come between what you want to do in life. Please just get help. But yeah, with that being said, you guys, I really wanted to just sit down and film this video because it's hard. Depression is hard, and you want to be able to just have something to cope, and this is how I'm coping, you guys. I love YouTube. I have filmed so much, I just haven't gotten a chance to sit down, relax, and edit. But that is what I'm gonna do all day today and tomorrow, and hopefully have videos up non-stop. I do have a schedule that I want to have set, which is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and that will hopefully be coming soon, maybe within a week or two. But for now, I'm just gonna put out daily everything I've recorded and have done. But yeah, with that being said, make sure you guys share this video. Maybe this video can really help someone else out, and there's so many things you guys can do out. But I hope you guys found this video somewhat helpful, and hope you guys can share this video and help someone else out that has this or has had it and is currently going through it. I know not everyone is so lucky to have you know, something to help them get out of bed in the morning, but if you do happen to come across this video and you need help or you need to talk to someone, make sure that you guys, you know, if you have no one out there, DM me, please. I will be happy, more than happy, to help you out if you have anything you want to talk about or you just need help. Because I have no one there for me. I have my mom, but I don't really tell her exactly what is going on, and I have my kids, but I can't talk to them about it. So if you guys are going through something like this, or you know someone who is going through something like this, make sure you guys get them help. And once again, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you're new, and leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.